guest on there, and she was talking about like women asking for gifts and stuff before they give up the pussy. To allude to the fact that I asked them for gifts before I gave up any pussy, which was totally false. That's not what happened.
So you ain't asking for no gifts at all.
She didn't ask
So look,
for a
I
gift.
didn't. I don't ask.
So what you asking for?
Money.
I'm gonna tell you what.
No, I don't ask niggas for shit.
What did you ask him for?
I don't ask.
You ain't asking for airing your tire,
Hold
nothing.
up, not for a goddamn thing. And let me let it be clear. I don't
Not
ask.
clean your car, wash your car.
Nothing. I don't. First of all,
Walk your dog.
I don't ask. You could be up a billion. I ain't asking you for shit. If you want to give it to me, all right, that's
a
on
problem
you.
in itself,
but you're
but-
not. I don't care. I'm not asking for shit because I'm responsible for me until we are in a committed relationship. He
What
came to me
was-
and said that he came to me and said he just bought some Jordans. I forgot. And I said, oh, you ain't get me none? I was joking, obviously. Of the dates we went on, he paid for the majority of them. I said one time we went to a club. I said he got in for free off of my clout and was in a section off of my clout. However, when the bill came, he did put up, had you been more of a man and had you been more.
This the brandy.
I'm really pussy.
This the brandy. Come on, give the neck roll. Cause
Had you been more of a man and had you courted me better, maybe, just maybe, you could have gotten some pussy. But giving you pussy was the furthest thing from my mind because you didn't play your part correctly. So that's what you need to say. You need to stop trying to shade myself and my podcast and my brand and try to act like the other podcast is this and that and I'm out here gold digging. Nigga, trust me, you are a downgrade. There's plenty of niggas way more up than you that can vouch for me and tell you that I have never asked for a fucking penny. And that's that first date. Nah, listen to this. Now tell me, from a man's perspective, tell me if this is just way out of pocket. And this is why we talking prenuptials and shit. On the first date, I had to get my daughter something to eat before he took me out. So I was like, can you run me by the McDonald's real quick? Because I'm running behind, woo woo. We get to McDonald's. All she got was her classic, a milkshake, 4-piece nugget, and a small fry. When the lady at the window asked for the bread,
He's like, where's that?
Yeah.
Nigga, you said run me through McDonald's real quick so we can. Yeah, nigga, you gonna pay for it.
At that moment,
That's your problem.
Look, and it was at that moment. Now I had the
You
bread,
should've paid for the.
and I even asked him, did he want anything? But look, it was at that moment that I knew you were never getting this pussy.
Because he ain't pay for your daughter food.
Fuck was a joke when it was Black
Did
Friday.
you get me some?
You know-
but if he said I got
Yeah.
you some, would you have collected them?
Yes.
Of course, but I still would have.
All right.
Hold up, listen. I would have collected him. I would have stuck him on my foot, and I'm gonna kicked him in his ass and hope the change fell out from what I already gave him. And I feel like men have to do a better job of taking responsibility of why shit does not work out. It's not always because the female asks for this or asks for that. Sometimes it's just because you did not meet required expectations, and these expectations weren't even something that costs money.
So welcome. I hope you all are doing all right. Yeah, this video was kind of disturbing. And the main thing I really noticed from it is kind of like you can't trust a big button to smile. BBD was not wrong. And what I mean by that is clearly this woman has ulterior motives coming in. She has expectations that she's not voicing. And usually if you are expecting things out of people, you can only be mad at yourself when they don't meet these expectations, because 9 times out of 10, you don't express these expectations. You just have an idea in your mind, expect someone to be that way, and when they're not, you're upset. But did you ever really voice what your expectations were? That's kind of what my problem is. Number 2 is know your true self. Now, if you notice in this video that I try and point out, she starts out kind of like the 10 Commandments written in stone. I don't ask niggas for shit. 10 minutes later, because I had to edit this video, thanks to YouTube, she contradicts and say this guy was basically supposed to buy food for her daughter. How is that? Now, I understand she is looking at it from it's only a little bit and it's going to feed a child, but what you are not saying is that's not my child. If you wanted that, you should have said that. But you don't pull up to me at the register and be like, you know, ante up. I don't think so. It doesn't work like that. That's insulting. That is insulting to a person. The same way as if the man had said that to you, you would have been looking at him crazy because what do I have to do with this scenario? I did not make this scenario, so why do I have to help to benefit this scenario? You start out with yourself first. you build to coming together. Lady puts her expectations out, man puts his expectations out. If you can find common ground, you have something to work with. But if you can't find that common ground, maybe you need to find someone else. I know that's hard to say because looks pretty much are what motivate us, but don't think with your pants, think with your brain. Laugh now, cry later, as they say, and that's usually what most relationships turn out to be because you're just trying to get immediate gratification. All right, so here we go. A few little notes that I wrote down. Like, first off, what do you stand for? What do you bring to the table? Is what you're asking for the equivalent of what you're giving? That is huge. You cannot expect somebody who has more resources than you to give you basically a handout because you're together. They earned theirs. You have to earn yours. And if you do want something from them, you have to earn it from them. It is not a given. Nothing in life is a given. Okay. You must lose your baggage. I was talking about her ulterior motives. Now, she's coming in here already with preconceived notions. And I think that is totally wrong for starting a relationship. Most of the time when you have, say, a friendship type relationship, both of you pretty much start from square one and build. And in relationships, it seems like I should be getting this, I should be getting that. And if I'm not day one, there's a problem. And I don't think that's really fair to put on anybody. Such as the old saying, respect is earned. So, if everything is earned, if you come in expecting things, what did you really earn? Okay. Yeah, because, okay, this was the note. You have to earn a treat. You can't come in smiling, hey, here I am, and expect things. You have to show people what they are benefiting from you as well. If you want to benefit from them, it doesn't have to be monetary. It could just be motivational, inspirational, the way the person makes you feel. If you're trying to benefit from them, think about what benefit they are getting from you. Okay. Show who you are. Don't say who you are. And I tell my stepkids this all the time. You can say anything you want out of your mouth, but when it comes time to show who you really are, is that the case? I can sit here and say I'm the greatest fighter in the world. I am the king of knockout artists. But let's say Deontay Wilder shows up. Do you really think that I am the greatest? Not exactly. You can say anything you want out your mouth, but is it the truth? Make sure it's the truth. You have to walk the walk. Don't talk the talk. Be humble. Be introspective. Look at yourself first. Be able to take criticism. Another saying that I know, take what you need and discard the rest. Don't listen to the messenger the way it's delivered. Listen to the message and see if it truly applies. I know it's hard to look at yourself in a negative light, but that's the only way you are going to turn that negative into a positive is looking, recognizing there's a problem, and actually changing. Okay. Two people building something, it might stumble. There might be roadblocks, but that's not to say that eventually those two people building something won't build something great. Rome was not built in a day. There are always going to be setbacks when you're dealing with something new. But that is not to discourage you to keep going forward and pressing on. If it's something you really want, if this is a person you really want to be with, this is a life that you really want, you've got to fight. Life is a fight. Make sure you know what you stand for. If you don't know what you stand for, how can someone else look at you and know what you stand for and see you as being true to what you say and what you do? All I'm basically saying is look in the mirror and take a good, hard look and see if what you're asking meets what you're giving.
What it is
is that black women, we don't want to deal with fucking reality. We don't want to deal with reality. Like, a lot of us don't want to deal with reality. And you know what? It took me a long time to come to terms with this. I'm still really coming to terms with it, if I'm being completely honest, because we really don't like being told what the fuck to do. Black women, we despise getting told what the fuck to do or being corrected on our behavior. You know what I'm saying? Come to terms with our issues, and I'm still coming to terms with it, like I said. So, but this is a clear representation of how black women react to black men trying to give them the truth. We sit up here, we yell, black, you know, they want to lie. They always lying to us. They don't ever want to say what's on their mind. They got bad communication skills, blah, blah, blah. But listen, this is what happens when they give us the truth. This is a perfect example, okay? Because not all of us got to get rowdy. All of us don't got to curse. Got to da-da-da-da. All of us ain't like that, okay? Some of us will sit there patiently looking at you in your face and still deny